Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Minute Eats, and we are on the last and final day of Pecan Pie Week here on 5 Minute Eats. And at the end of this episode, we're going to tell you which was our favorite and least favorite of the week. But before we do that, we've got to review the final one, and we have saved for you the cheapest for last. This is the Marie Callender's Easy Prep Thaw and Enjoy Southern Pecan Pie. This is in the frozen section of your grocer's freezer aisle thingy. And this is a 32-ounce pie, which is the largest pie of the week. And it is $7.39. We picked this one up at Meijer, and that makes it 23 cents per ounce, which is the cheapest of the week. And this is made by...
So why is this cheap? Because it's made by someone we're not big fans of them.
Yeah.
So Marie Callender's parent company is Conagra. They're actually a local company, right? So that's cool. But the problem is they're only generally good at one thing, which is up good brands, man.
Yes.
Because they own a lot of brands that have been around for a very long time. And I just feel like the quality, because these guys own it, goes down because they're only looking to just make some cheap stuff. They cut corners, I feel like, and they put this out there. And Marie Callender, if you guys don't know the backstory about her, it's a really cool story. It's very American entrepreneur and all that kind of stuff. They actually still have restaurants in the West Coast. We've never been to it. Didn't look that great, okay?
It didn't.
It looked a little run down, but they also have the grocery side of the business. It's now owned by Conagra. And taking a look at this thing, what is going on here with the pecan pies, man?
Well, I mean, I feel like it has leaned back from the weight of its frilly crust. Like, this frilly crust is a behemoth, and it's definitely taken down the back of the pie with it. It's like a lazy boy. It's just laid all the way back.
So there's a lot of pecans, so
a lot, yeah.
It doesn't look like there's a lot of filling.
Yeah, it looks like the filling is kind of thin. Now the pecans does look like small chunks as opposed to whole pecans.
So if you live in the South, how do you feel about a company from the North calling this Southern Pecan Pie?
That's right.
Because it looks...
Southern Pecan.
Because I think that's a little bold. Because that's really bold, saying, hey, this is awesome because it's Southern.
Yes.
Because I will say this, Northern and Southern, I think Southern people make better...
desserts?
Desserts, yeah.
I would agree with that. Now, I do think that the bottom crust looks pretty thick. However, I like the look of the pecans. I like that they're small chunks.
Yeah.
And not whole ones.
And
the
guys,
back crust, though.
And guys, if you're new to our channel, basically, we review everyday grocery items. So before you spend your hard-earned money, let us tell you if it's worth it.
Let's try this out.
If you'd like to support this channel, the easiest way to do that is using our Amazon links the next time you shop there.
All right, guys, welcome back. Our rating system. Thumbs up, right again. Thumbs down, we would not. So for me, this is a thumbs up. This is a shocker here because I thought I wasn't going to like it. It's actually not a bad pie. I think the fact that it's frozen, maybe it's probably better because most of these were shelf-stable ones. And I think that maybe helps it, right? The reason I like this is because even though it seemed like there was a lot of pecans and not a lot of filling, there actually was a lot of filling. It tasted good. I thought it was way sweeter than I would like it to. But if I'm having one slice, it's not going to be a deal breaker, right? The pecans, even though there's a lot on there, it doesn't, when you're eating it, it doesn't take away from the filling. It's not overwhelming. I like that it was chopped up, some of these. And the crust, you didn't really notice the crust. It was just there. I think, surprisingly, it's not a bad pie. I'd love to get your thoughts. For me, thumbs up.
If you like what we're doing here, please consider sending a super thanks. It helps us continue to provide more amazing content.
All right.
Because I don't think you've liked anything this week.
I haven't. Now, listen. I've liked, but not liked enough to repurchase. So for me, to cap off the week, this one is going to be a thumbs up. This is a good pie. It's not as good as homemade,
Wow.
but this is a good pie. And I think that it hit all of the right notes in all of these. Like, there wasn't any one component that I was like, oh, this is not good. So all three of the components were acceptable. Their terms were acceptable to me. What would you like to say?
I would say the only two things I wish there was an improvement on was it was not as sweet, and I could take less pecans.
Now, I didn't say that there couldn't be any improvements,
Yeah.
but I said that they were acceptable. So for me, number one, the back frilly crust. This thing is obnoxiously large.
It is.
Like, that needs to just be done away with.
Especially since it cracks.
It cracks, yes. So, like, just do away with that part. But having the crust on the bottom and stuff, even though it was kind of thick, it wasn't noticeable. So I didn't really mind that. And it didn't have any sort of off-putting flavor like some of the others, so that was okay. Now the pecans, I loved that they were chopped up more, like, because some of them this week were quite unwieldy. They had a decent level of crunch to the outside while still being fairly soft on the inside, so I liked that part of it. The filling, I could have stood it to be a little bit less jelly-like. I think that the texture could have been slightly better because I wanted it to be a little bit thicker, like have a little bit more body to it. This wasn't runny like the Aldi one, but it was very, very smooth. And I think a little bit of texture would have been a little bit nicer there, but the overall flavor was good. It was quite sweet, but like you said, if you're just having one piece, then it's fine, you know? This is an acceptable pie to put out.
I would say
this is good.
it wasn't like, my favorite, but it was adequate.
Well,
because this is like a mass market one you can get anywhere. So that's good,
This isn't
right?
your favorite? That's interesting.
What?
This isn't your favorite?
No.
I'm excited to see what your favorite is then.
All right, guys, so the week is up. Now we got to decide which one was our favorite and which one was our least favorite. All right, so for me, my least favorite is going to be the motherfucking Walmart. That was just garbage. And sometimes, like, it's good to have that kind of stuff around because it reminds you that, like, if you have a local bakery, just buy it from there.
Yeah.
Don't be buying it from, like, a freaking chain grocery store. Support your local bakery because they're putting love into it, And if they F that up, you can actually hold them accountable.
That's
because
true.
Let's face it, you go back to Walmart with this, they're just like, you want us to exchange it? And
Yeah.
it's like you're playing a f***ing game here, right? Like,
Well,
this is any
like
better.
they say, freshness guaranteed, but
Yeah.
not tastiness guaranteed.
Exactly. So what about yours?
For me, my least favorite is clearly the Walmart freshness guaranteed one. That was so bad. Like, that was an insult. Like, for them to sell this and tell you that it's pecan pie is an insult to our intelligence.
Because we got to remind you, Walmart is from Arkansas, from the South. So
Yeah.
the South is good when it comes to their desserts, right? But then you got like these hillbillies like Walmart making this
Yeah,
garbage.
garbage. Absolute hot steaming garbage.
All right, guys, now it's time for us to decide which one was our favorite. And so for me, my favorite of the week, it's a surprising winner here.
I don't know what you're gonna pick. I'm excited to hear.
The Whole Foods. I
What?
liked the Whole Foods. I don't know what to say because it was like a weird pecan pie. I didn't like how it was sticking to my teeth and I had to wrestle with it. It was like
You had a lot of things that you didn't like about it.
very similar to a drama-filled crazy girlfriend, but the is good. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. It was like, man, there's a lot of things that I don't like about this, but there's a few things that I like. And
Wow.
that was enough to give it a thumbs up.
Bezos' plan is working. He's turning you. All right, for me, my favorite is obviously going to be the Marie calendars. It was the only one that I thought was worth repurchasing the whole week. I think that was a good pie. If we're talking about store-bought pecan pies, I would give that like, you know, a 7.5 or so. If we're talking about comparing it to homemade though, I mean, it's lower because homemade is going to be way better than any of these, but this one is good enough that you could have at your Thanksgiving or holiday meal and you could feel okay about serving it to people. I don't think that there was really anything really wrong with this one. There was nothing terribly offensive about it like some of the others.
All right, guys, that sums up this theme week. If you love what we're doing, there's 3 ways you can support us. Number 1, it's very simple. Actually, all of them are very simple. Number 1, Amazon. Click our Amazon link. When you click that, if you buy something in the first 24 hours, we get a small commission. Like we always say, 10 cents, 50 cents, possibly even $1. And another way you can support us is through Super Thanks. We will take anything, $10, $50, $50,000. It doesn't really matter because your support goes a long way. And number 3, very, very easy way to support us. Give us a freaking like, because when you do that, we rise up in the search results. Google recommends us, all that good stuff. So help us out here. But in the meantime, stay tuned for a new theme. Bye.
All right, guys, that's the video. If you like what we're doing here, definitely check out our other channel, Food Prep Inc. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.